What's up? So today, guys, I have a really special interview for you guys, and this man I've known for most of my life. And Bill Cole, how you doing today?
Couldn't be better.
Wow. So we are in Bluefield, West Virginia right now. Why don't you just tell me a little bit about yourself real quick?
All right. Well, I'm a fifth generation businessman in Bluefield. My great-great-grandfather was a storekeeper back at the turn of the 1900s. And
that was back when basically there was a coal mining town, wasn't it?
Well, it was. You know, we've really been a coal mining community until, I don't know, the last 15 or 20 years.
Yeah.
Coal mining sort of fell off, and then our last president didn't like fossil fuels at all, and he hit the industry pretty hard. So West Virginia's depended on coal forever, and now we have to reinvent ourselves.
Yeah. So fifth generation businessman.
L.C. Cole was a storekeeper. My great grandfather, W.J. William Jacob Cole, was just an entrepreneur. He built the West Virginian Hotel, which is still the tallest structure in southern West Virginia.
Is that downtown?
It is.
Really?
Yeah. It's the building next to the bank building where we have the vault.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So his son, my grandfather, William Paul Cole Sr., again, businessman. He was in the bakery business, other associated businesses, and he died at an early age. My dad, I say I'm fifth generation. I was actually born in Boston, but my dad was going to school at Harvard for his MBA.
Yeah.
And I came along while he was finishing up his school, and he went to work for IBM.
Yeah.
And that was in the early 60s. I mean, he who knows, he'd have been chairman of the board. He'd been CEO or something.
Yeah.
Because he was a real up and comer in the early days of computers. But his father died at a very early age, and he felt compelled to come home and sort of take over one of the family businesses, which was a very small, it was really a farm equipment dealership. And you look around here, all the mountains, there's not much farming that goes on, but he took it over, and he got here, and much to his chagrin, on his first day of business, they said, "We've released $30,000 in checks." And he said, "How much is in the bank?" And they said, $1,000. And so he was immediately scrambling, going, introducing himself to bankers, because he hadn't been here for a while. And he finally got somebody to take a chance on him. But that business sort of grew into other businesses over the years. And he and Mom had three sons. I'm the oldest. And we've all stayed here, which was his desire. I mean, he too many of our youth feel like they have to flee the area to find their futures, and I'm working hard every day to try and reframe that, to say, no, the opportunities do exist here. So I want to keep our youth capital home. I want them here, and I want them prosperous, and ability to not just survive, but thrive.
Well, since I've been here, I'm 24, and I've been coming up since I was a kid. And my grandfather has done work for your family. And what's amazing to see is the amount of capital that you guys are putting back into the community. I mean, you guys have a ridiculous amount of car dealerships up here. Tommy has the rail yard. He has everything that goes on with that. You just opened up the vault, which is downtown Bluefield. I mean, it's amazing to see the real things that you guys are putting back into the community, because you wouldn't expect the rail yard or even the vault to be in Bluefield. But
and that's right, and that's it's interesting. We did have a game-changing moment, an aha moment for Bluefield a year or so ago, and we won basically a competition with 600 or 700 other communities across this country, and landed into it for to be in downtown Bluefield, not just in Bluefield area, in downtown Bluefield, and they're going to put as many as 500 people to work.
Really?
So we're
that is awesome.
It is, but you know what they did? They saw the things that were going on. They saw a community that was once thriving, that had fallen on hard times, that didn't quit. Everybody coming together, working to make the community a better place. And they bought into that and said, we want to be a part of that. And so, with a successful Intuit coming in, there will be other businesses that say, I want the secret sauce. I want to figure out what's going on.
That's great.
And talking to the CEO of Intuit, who is originally from West Virginia, he's saying all his California buddies, all the big .com type names are saying, what's going on in West Virginia? Why are you there? And so I really think I think it's a crossroads, an opportunity to do the right things. And so, I'm involved I chair the Economic Development Authority, and we actually bought the building and are doing the initial renovations for Intuit, and they move in a few months. So, that's going well. But you mentioned the Vault, the restaurant, and it's a true fine dining.
It's fantastic. Listen, I've been there 3 or 4 times now. Every time I've gone, every single meal is fantastic. It looks like I walk in and I'm amazed. It's fantastic. That's one of the best restaurants I've been to, and I've been to a lot of great restaurants, and it's in Bluefield, West Virginia. It's honestly a proud moment for Bluefield.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you saying that. That's truly what I wanted. But we're trying to. It's funny. I mean, this is across the country. The downtowns were all destroyed by the malls. Yeah. Walmart came in and destroyed the malls, and now Amazon's killed them all.
Well, Mercer Mall's got nothing left.
Well, but I saw something earlier this week, and that as many as 60% of the malls across this country will be in bankruptcy by the end of this year.
1 in 6 small businesses is closing down too.
So, you can call it coronavirus, but what it really is a shift in how people want to do business, and online is it, and Amazon is leading the way in that. So now we got to rethink, retool. How do we revive, restore, renovate a downtown? And so that's what we're doing. And so I bought this building. It was about to fall in the wrong hands and not go along with the restoration of our Granada Theater and
I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, right down the road
from Tommy's. Yeah. And of course, Tommy's made his investment, and others are investing. So I said, I don't want this building falling in the wrong hands. I didn't ever say I think I'll end up with a fine dining restaurant in it, but it was sort of an event space. And I don't know, with me, I guess it's a little bit of a disease. One thing leads to another, leads to 10 more. And so it morphed from, I'll fix it up as an event space. And I said, well, I could put a kitchen downstairs and then we could serve food. And then a girl that actually worked for me 30 years ago in the business, that your granddad came to town to work with me, and shows back up, and she's got this catering business and ready to make a move. So SoCal set the kitchen up. You do the catering for the event space as well as, out in the community. And then it morphed from that to, well, maybe we could throw a bar and a little bit of a restaurant, and then it's a fine dining restaurant. Well, hired a chef, brought him from Kauai. Yeah. And, so I don't know. But at the end of the day, I've been blessed. I've worked hard, but this community has been a great place for me to live, to raise my kids. Yeah. And at some point in time, there comes a time that you should give back, and you should think about all those things. And certainly I've been supportive of everything that I can all through my life. Yeah. But the restaurant to me is an opportunity to put people to work in good jobs, an opportunity to improve the quality of life, things to do in our community. Yeah. And it ain't about making money at this point in time. I sure would like to at least break even, but truly I have great pride in what we put together, and got other plans moving forward and on the entertainment and the quality of life side. And so stay tuned. We'll do this again in a year, and I'll tell you about 2 more things that we've done.
But that's the exciting part about this. I'll say one thing that's fantastic. Number one, a lot of people don't know about Bluefield, West Virginia, but it's fantastic. It's beautiful. My grandpa calls it the San Diego, San Francisco of the East Coast. It's just beautiful mountains, fresh
he
air.
grew up in San Francisco, so he gets it.
Fresh air, and I come here and I love it. It's fantastic. I will say one thing that's amazing about Bluefield is the pride that the people in Bluefield have for their own area, for this town. It's wild. People love it. The music scene is fantastic. Live music scene is fantastic. I know that everything going on with coronavirus and what's been going on lately has been wild, but the amount of pride that I've seen in everyone that I've talked to recently has been fantastic. And you're one of those people that's making them feel prideful because you're putting this money back in the community, but you're also giving, you just talked about it. You're like, I'm not doing this for I'd like to break even. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is I'm giving people jobs. I'm giving people pride for this area.
Well, I think it's important. You mentioned coronavirus. I just remembered this is not an ascot for any of your viewers. I'm not trying to be cool. It's my coronavirus stuff. Mike could have taken it off for this, but anyway,
well, it's fine.
But we'll power through. The coronavirus will be a fast fading memory. It's been an unfortunate thing for our economy. I mean, it's hurt a lot of people. I managed to power through, but there's so many mom and pop businesses, so many people that were just living day to day, hand to mouth, but they were vibrant parts of communities across this whole country, and they put people to work.
Yeah, they
and
did.
Those businesses, they're going away now. If there's a demand, I'm a strong believer in the free enterprise system. If there's a demand, there's going to be an entrepreneur that says, put me in, coach. I got this. So we'll come back from this, and I think as quick as we have a vaccine, it'll become a fast fading memory like so many other things.
I agree completely. I agree. You're fine. I agree completely. I think that you were talking about earlier how the transition of Amazon taking over the online market. I think that the next big thing, I've seen direct-to-consumer marketing from small soap companies and mattress companies are doing fantastic jobs. I think the next thing is really people, small mom and pop shops, especially showing from this, is finding the way to really direct market consumers in their own communities in a way where they can support local businesses. And that's one of the things I'm working on too, is I work to help people basically realize the things they can do to help their business.
I admire you for doing that. Your generation, and here, pardon me, I'm going to show my age a little bit. Your generation gets a little bit of a bad rap for entitlement, and I pretty much hand that to my generation because we said, well, I want better for my little boy, my little girl, and perhaps forgot to teach them the value of hard work and perseverance and dedication. And so I'm ready to take some of the blame for that. But I love that you're taking on this role to say, yes, the American dream is alive and well. It's a little bit harder, but if it's worth having, it's worth working for.
Exactly.
And I will tell you, I tell my kids, if you want to excel, you can have anything or do anything you want to do, because it is not going to take much effort to rise above, to be head and shoulders above all the competition. All you got to do is have a work ethic. When one of my girls at the restaurant was saying she was a little bit tired last evening, and she said, I worked 12 hours today. And I said, oh, you put in a half day. Okay, so that's a little bit of a joke, but I put in half days all my life. I work 6-7 days a week. I don't quit.
No.
I don't go home and turn it off. It's with me, my phone, my computer,
it's
my
ingrained
brain.
in your system.
It is. But if the younger generation will just come with that drive and desire and intensity, there's nothing that they can't have. There's no level that they can't rise to. But to me, it's a work ethic. You always said the harder I work, the luckier I get. I mean, people want to say, well, he's lucky. He got this. He did, he
put
won
a camera
the
on
lottery.
me.
The harder I work, the luckier I get. And
yes, sir.
And I believe that in the bottom of my heart. It's about a work ethic, it's a challenging time. It scares me politically when we have people out there saying that defund the police, and I mean that horrifies me for the next generation. I mean, I sort of done mine, and you know, but I worry about my kids, and I worry about my grandkids, and I worry about, you know, we forget the history. I'm on the board of our local college.
Yeah.
And we're working in their curriculums right now. And one thing that we're doing is making sure that the history courses are the history, American history, history of the free enterprise system, study the Constitution.
Damn right.
Because we cannot forget all those things that made our country the greatest country that this planet's ever seen. And today we have so many people wanting to tear it down and, you know, free everything. Well, at the end of the day, somebody's got to pay for free. And why can't we look, you know, watch somebody from Venezuela get interviewed on TV yesterday morning, I think. And she's saying, why can't people see that socialism doesn't work? I lived in one of the richest countries in the world, all the oil, just 10, 15 years ago. And now nobody has anything. People are starving. They're living in the streets. Socialism doesn't work. We need to thrive. We need to be a strong capitalist society. And we need to take care of those people that cannot take care of themselves. That is our charge. But the people that can take care of themselves, and I'm not mad at them, they're third and fourth generation welfare. It's all they've ever known. But why is it not our responsibility to help them, to train them, to pick them up out of poverty and let them work and have the satisfaction, the pride of working for themselves and their families and make a better way. But you know, we talk about illegal immigration, and I see the woman from Venezuela, and she's proud. She's proud to be an American. And those, when we talk about immigration back in the, you know, the early 1900s, every one of those people came to this country and they had something to bring. They wanted a better life for themselves and their families. But they had a skill, a trade, and they made the fabric of our nation stronger. And now we sort of look at immigration a different way with, I'm not here to embrace American and American values. You need to respect my fill in the blank, my values, my religion, I respect all religions. But our country, one nation under God, in God we trust. National motto of the United States of America, adopted by Congress, July 30th, 1956. You know, that's America. There's room and tolerance for anybody and their religions, but that's America. And that's the part, you know, I don't think it's intolerant to say, you know, if you want to be part of America, be an American. Just be an American.
Well, I think my old coach, I went through gymnastics, cheerleading, and college cheerleading my whole life, and had very hard coaches from all over. But one of my coaches, his name was Shandy Ellis Brown. He said that the most important thing you can do is just work hard as you can. If you work and put your mind to it and grind to it, I don't want to see you at McDonald's in 20 years. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to want something, have the patience to do it, and work your ass off to get it. Absolutely. And that's the American dream. I mean, that's why people come here. But at the end of the day, like you're saying, we're not here. Your whole goal is to do this for yourself, do this for your family. You want to build generational wealth. You don't want to just be rich. You want to build a dream. You want to build a legacy. That's what that's what you're supposed to do. Work your ass off. And I think that's going to be a really interesting point especially after this coronavirus, this economic downpour that's going on right now. I think we're going to see a very high influx of people, especially hopefully my generation, of people like me trying to really go out there and make this economy, make this next section of American history great.
Out of everything bad that happens, something good happens. And I think exactly what you say is true. I think and we are coming back right now. Oh, by the way, no matter what the media wants to put out there, we're putting millions of people back to work. I'm in all my companies, I'm back within 15 people of being my highest level.
That's awesome.
It was pre-COVID, and they want to work. We're wearing masks. We're doing everything we can do to be intelligent. I mean, we're all getting sick of it. I think we are across the country. But we're going to do those things to get back. But there's so many voids that have been created because of this. And while that is hurtful to the people that lost, they'll either come back or they clear the deck for
someone else
generation to come on. And so I it's not a time to wring your hands and say, oh, poor little old me, what am I going to do next? The opportunities are there. They're simply there for anybody that wants to get out there and work.
Well, I mean, honestly, like I can see it already. I mean, you have an influx of people that don't have jobs. You also have companies that need people. Like after this happens, like people are going to start going back and buying things. People, they're going to have to be employed. There's so much opportunity out there. There's so much, especially, I'm not saying it's great that all these small businesses have closed down, but damn, if I say there's so much opportunity to just do anything at the moment. I think that's the great next thing. But
I agree with you.
Yo, so tell me what is this table? What are we talking on right now?
This is actually the inside of an airplane wing.
Yeah.
And the airplane in particular was a Stearman.
Yeah.
And the Stearman was the primary trainer in World War II.
Yeah.
So the first thing, if you were going to be a pilot in World War II, your first airplane that you learned was an open cockpit biplane.
Yeah.
Called a Stearman, and then you went from that to your advanced trainer, which was an AT-6 advanced trainer, and it was called a Texan. It had different models, and then you went from there either to bombers or fighters.
Yeah.
But I've been a pilot for 40 years, and so I'm sort of an aviation nut. And
you're gonna have to take me out. I would love to go flying.
Well, I'd love to. I've flown it all. I mean, it's a funny thing. Because I've been such an aviation nut, as I've built the different businesses, particularly the one that I did with Pete.
Yeah.
I always managed to open my remote locations where they had an airport but no commercial service, so I could justify to myself somehow needing to own an airplane. But I'm rated. I'm a seaplane rated pilot. I'm rated in helicopters. I'm rated in 2 jets that I am licensed to fly, single pilot, no co-pilot, just me.
That's wild.
Rocketing along at 500
That's
miles
a goal
an hour, 41,000 feet. So, but flying's a passion. It always will be. And I just love it. So
what is that one again? Yeah, he has another one out here in this office. It's another. What is this?
That's my conference room, and that is the tail section of a Grumman albatross.
Yeah.
And an albatross was an amphibious plane out of World War II. So I mean, that's what they rescued, shot down flyers or whatever. They'd land next to them in the ocean in an albatross and
scoop them up
and go on about their way. So. It's just kind of fun. It's not very functional. It doesn't have a drawer here, but
I mean, it's very cool. Aesthetic. It's very cool. I think it's very, very interesting. I definitely think it's a dream to fly planes. My dad always wanted to fly planes, but I think flying is just a free form of just when you're I've flown on planes enough times, and I'm always amazed every single time you get above those clouds.
It's like being born. When you take off and it's dreary and it's rainy or snowing, and you pop through that cloud deck, and if you're lucky, it's smooth on top. Every time as I climb, I push the nose over and run right in the tops of the clouds just for a minute, but because you really get an idea how fast you're going. Then when you're flying, you're up in the clear air. If you're going 500 miles an hour, you don't have anything to judge the speed by, so it's just like hanging there. But push over the top of those, it's just like. It just has to be like being born. When you pop up in the bright sunshine and you leave all the dreary world behind, and you're going someplace good.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I get that feeling when I'm out. I was just down in the Keys or close to the Keys, and out in the open ocean. It's just,
I know it.
It's just freedom.
It is.
Well, man, this has been an awesome time. I've had a great time interviewing you, and we're definitely going to have to. I'll get back here in a year or so, and
we'll do chapter 2. I'll update you on all the new stuff that's happened then, and hopefully we'll come up with some good stories.
Well, it's been great talking to you, Bill.
Great luck to you.
Thank you.
Really proud of you for doing this. I think this is uplifting. It is. I think your message is spot on, and I hope there's a lot of people that follow this because they could use it. This isn't a paid for commercial or self-help. I mean, consultants. Yeah. Consultants. First of all, consultants are generally people that failed at doing it themselves, so then they hang out a shingle to tell people how to do it. Yeah. Since they were so good at it themselves. and oh, by the way, I'll remind you that the first 3 letters of the word consultant are con. Yeah. So, but real world stories, I think, are so much better than the self-help shows on TV or, because it's real world, and hopefully your viewers take something away. If they take one piece away that makes a small change in their life, then congratulations to you for taking this on. And honestly, one of the greatest things is you just said, literally our mission here so I run the podcast, the DOORS, the developers of our own opportunities, reinforcing success. And our whole mission between me and my co-host, Zachary Otts, is if we can affect one person's life, no matter what we're doing. And if that person's even our own life, we're doing a fantastic job. You're going to kill it. Hey, I appreciate this. All right, man. You. All right. And peace. Wow.